Hello, Just Jax here and welcome to my channel. This is the last Halloween resin project that I'll be doing, then we'll be back to normal. And I've wanted to do this from the beginning, I just wasn't too sure how to approach it, so I've had an idea and I'm going to roll with it and see if we can make it work. I want to make a Witches Brew, like a little cauldron, a little bubbling cauldron. And I didn't want to go as far as buying a mould. I wanted to see what we could make. So I thought, how about I try and make a cauldron out of polymer clay with some little extra bits to go in there, because I've already got in here. That's not going in whole as it won't work. I'm going to cut the legs off. I've got these are from a reed diffuser that has balls in it. I thought they'll be perfect little bubbles. Also with the Witches Brew, it won't matter so much if we do get bubbles. From my experimenting with liquid latex, I've got a little skin eye here, so that might go in the mix. I've got these really cool little they're garden ornaments. Little tiny resin skulls. So I thought that'll be perfect. And one of my creature glass eye cabochons, having that right by the top somewhere. And I'm going to try and have it so this is within the cauldron underneath the resin. So I was thinking how to go about this, because I want the light to be able to go in there. I also want to be able to cure the resin from the underside. Now, I won't be able to do that if I make this a whole cauldron. So I'm thinking, make a cauldron, a portion of this plastic lid to be cut out to create a gap between the very bottom and the light. I'm unsure how I'm going to get that in there because I can't put this in the oven. This is not oven-proof plastic. This is just plastic. If I have a respectable opening at the bottom, and then we'll make a separate disc to go on the very bottom of that to lock all the light so it can just go upwards and not escape out the bottom. And we'll do some different coloured resins poured in the top in layers. So we'll probably go for a clear one initially because it won't need to be too coloured towards the bottom. It'll be need to be more coloured towards the top. I have the oven on warming up. I have foil ready over there. I'm not going to have foil shining out down here. All right, let's try mixing those up first. See what we got to try and make a cauldron. If we'll keep that bit of cling film. Well, let's just break them down to begin with. See what we've got. Because we might not need all of this. So it'd be a shame to mix it all up if we don't need it. We'll see what we can do with this first. Let me just put that little bit in the cling film so it doesn't dry out. Right. If we go for like pinch pot style, you know what, we're already onto something. Right. What we've got to do now . Okay. We are surprisingly quite level with that as well. Now I think what would be best to do, let's just see how far that's going to come up. We cut that bit off the bottom. Okay, I reckon this can work. So we're going to save this little piece. Oh, what I can do right now, that's what I needed these for, was I wanted to try and make a frog's leg, which is going to be, I've got to come over here, easier said than done, so I need it to be really, really little. You could probably get away with that being a frog's leg. Oh, little tiny frog's leg. Right, like I say, I think we can probably just about get away with that being a frog's leg. And I'll try make a little bone. Actually, that's already a bit like a bone shape, so I'm not even going to press that any further. I'm going to take that as a bone. Right. I'm going to go get these in the oven, and when we come back, I'll hopefully have the base put together so we can look at starting to put all the resin in. That's the plan. Wish me luck. So far, a success. We have our cauldron. We have the base. Now this fits in a very particular way, but it does fit. Sits flat, and we have our barrier in place. So what I'm going to do, I'm going step by step, nice and slow. I'm going to put a thin layer of just clearing and situate some of our bits. Like this is going to be, oops, really deep, so we can get that in there. And this, that can probably go in the next layer actually. Same for the frog's leg. Perhaps, I think it might actually, it might just be putting a couple of bubbles in the bottom there. Yeah, thin layer first, cure it. We can flip it and cure through the hole. So we're going to be able to cure both sides. And then we'll mix up a colour and work on the next layer. Now I've got the silicone mat out because I'm quite confident that I've glued a good seal there. But just in case I haven't, it will not matter. Right, I'm going to cure that layer. Got to put a couple of the balls in. Those ones can be on the next layer. Should I put one more in? Put one more in. Okay. Now I'm going to set this up to cure. We'll come back. We'll look at the next layer. We're cured. I think we pour a bit of this in first. So I've made up some green with a little bit of pink glitter in there. I think we'll go the olive. We'll put some of the skin in there. And I think we'll cure this layer. Then we'll put in the rest and that eye. Right, so far so good. Let's put the last layer on. I don't mind if this spills over a bit. I'm trying to encourage it. Right. drop off here. Not upside down. That's fine. Right, I want this to start curing now. I'm going to move quick. Okay. We're cured. We have a cauldron. I'd have liked more bubbles to be at the top, but that's okay. Let's share this moment together. That still fits lovely. Let's get our light in place. Oh, check that out. That is our super cool bubbling cauldron. Let's have a look with the lights out, actually. How cool is that? That's really cool. It definitely looks better. I'll have to get some lights that don't flash so much, that are a bit slow. Like, I wonder, do I have one? Usually I have one laying around up there. Let me turn this one off for a moment. There's a disco going on in here. See, I like the different colours. I like that as well, so that can work too. Get lights back on. Well, we got it to work. I'll put my disco light back in there. We have some cool little features. I might just turn the disco light off for a second while we look. Let's get it nice and bright in here. How cool does that look? We got our little frog's leg poking out. There's always got to be a classic frog's leg involved. We got our bone. We've got a bit of sparkle going on. It is a potion after all, a Witches Brew. There's some skin floating in there. Some spider's legs. They'll have to be tarantula's legs with how big they are. Our cauldron. I'm just pleased it worked. That we were able to do this. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this. This was fun to make. I wasn't too sure if it was going to work, if we were going to pull it off. There might be some refining to do if we try this again next year. So I'm not making a Witches Brew again this year. I've only got a month off before I've got to start thinking about Christmas stuff. Well, I haven't got to. I'd like to share with you all. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Do you think that was a success? Does it look like an acceptable witch's brew to you? Well, thank you so much for stopping by and checking me and my channel out. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's given you some ideas. Maybe something to try yourself. Or if you've tried to make something like this before, let me know how you did it and how it works for you. If you had a better way, and especially when it comes to incorporating lights into resin. I'd be really curious to hear any feedback on that from you resin pros out there. And even if you're not a resin pro and you've just got an idea and you want to see if it can be put into practice, put it forward. If I can get the bits together, I will try and do it. Well, like if you like what you see, comment if you've got something to say, and subscribe if you really like what you see and you want to see more and know when it's coming. Thank you all again so much. Take care and see you in the next one.